In the studio with us this morning is our Warren County State's Attorney, and that is Tom Siegel. Good morning, Tom.
Good morning, Vanessa. How are you?
Good to see you.
Yeah, always.
I know you're busy. Everybody at the courthouse is busy, but thanks for taking time to give us an update.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, where would you like to start this morning? What's top on your mind, Tom, for citizens of Warren County?
Well, right now, the workload over at the State's Attorney's Office is first and foremost on my mind. I've been down an assistant for approximately 3 months now, so that has made things challenging. We've talked about the Safety Act, or the Pretrial Fairness Act, whatever nomenclature you'd prefer to give it, and that has been a challenge because of the compressed timelines that exist.
Okay. Explain what those compressed timelines are for people. A lot of people don't really understand what goes into this the Pretrial Fairness Act or Safety Act, if you will.
In the past, when people are arrested and their offenses for which they need to be held until they see a judge, which were far more of the offenses that were committed, we would have a bond review court in relatively short order, including weekends and holidays. The reason we could do this is because the bond court was relatively informal. It involved the judge, the defendant, and the state's attorney. Now, other parties could potentially be involved, defense counsel, for example, but it wasn't required for us to conduct a bond review. Cash bond could be set, and a defendant could be released on the cash bond. It was a more efficient, more expeditious process. That's not true with the Safety Act. There are a large number of procedural hurdles that must be cleared in any case. That includes cases where all we are seeking are conditions. There must be a hearing which requires no less than the prosecutor, the defendant's attorney, the judge, and a court reporter. Obviously, there are more people that need to be coordinated. There's not a surplus of staff at the courthouse. That's consistent with government. We're always short-staffed. So wrangling all of those people, when most days we only have one judge who has other cases to hear, we only have one prosecutor who might need to be in another court, even on days where we do have two judges. So it's quite a challenge. That's just the personnel challenge. That's not the paperwork challenge that is also presented, or the research and information gathering phase of the process.
So do they typically, so someone is arrested, and do they give a notice to appear, or is that done through the actual system with you guys, with the prosecutor, defendant, court reporter, judge? How does that work?
Most of the time, folks are given a notice to appear and released. Property crimes, crimes against society, I'll call them, drug crimes, generally result in an automatic release. Crimes against persons, on the other hand, tend to get you detained at least temporarily. Aggravated battery. The big one is domestic battery. That's the one we see most frequently. Violations of order of protection is the other case that will frequently land folks in jail until they see a judge. And in the past, we could have had a bond court. Let's say you get arrested Friday night. We could have bond court Saturday morning at the jail. And at bond court, the judge would probably set a cash bond, and he would also impose conditions. Hey, don't go near this person. Comply with the court order that you're already supposed to comply with. Now, under the new scheme, we can't impose a stay away. For example, in a domestic battery, there's an automatic 72-hour stay away, but then it goes away. So the criminal court's without power to impose that stay away until such time as we have a hearing. So what ends up happening is those folks are held in custody until we can gather all of those people into one room and hold a hearing.
Okay. How are the notice to appears going? Are they coming to court?
No. I hate to say just no, because obviously a lot of people are, but we are seeing an increase in failure to appears. Honestly, I haven't done a count, so that's seat of the pants estimation. I don't actually have numbers on that. What I do have numbers on are the numbers of felony filings that we have filed this year so far, and the dramatic increase. And I think that's in large part owing to recidivism for folks who are not detained, who now have 3, 4, 5, 7 felonies pending, and they might still be walking around. And that's been a real challenge.
That is sobering for society. And I don't know what the 7 felonies pending are, but it makes you just want to keep your head on a swivel.
Well, in terms of raw numbers, I can tell you that as of yesterday, this county had filed 171 felony cases. The last time the number of filings hit 180 in a total year would have been 2009, I believe, when it was about 195 filings.
Okay.
Right now, we're on track for about 201.
Any idea why? You've been doing this a long time. Why 09 and why 2024?
There had been a significant decrease after 09. 2008 and 2009, I believe, are the years that were rather high, and there had been a significant decrease. From 2009 to 2023, the average number of felony filings in a year was 160.
Okay.
So we're well above that. I can't say that there's any one factor that I can attribute that to, but I don't think that the Safety Act has done what was promised and kept the community safe, kept people from reoffending.
Okay. Are you seeing any increase in nonviolent crimes? We hear a lot of people saying, hey, this car got stolen, these tools, this four-wheeler. Is that up, down, the same? What do you think?
It's hard to say, especially since we don't necessarily file every case.
Gotcha.
So just because somebody committed a crime, the police responded, they maybe talked to witnesses. If we don't have a suspect, that never hits my desk.
Gotcha.
So the number of filings really tells you a lot more about the amount of work that our office is doing, and tells you more about the burden on all of the persons in the court system generally than it really tells you about crime.
Okay.
You'd have to turn to Sheriff Edwards or Chief Schweitzer to get numbers on crimes and a feel for what they are seeing in terms of crime.
So you need an assistant DA, correct?
I actually have one.
Yay!
Sort of.
Okay.
He starts Tuesday.
Okay. Who's the lucky guy?
His name is Thorne Smith.
And where does he hail from?
Peoria.
Okay.
He's got very nice educational credentials. Georgetown for his undergrad and Northwestern for his law degree.
Fantastic.
So I'm very excited about that.
Good for you. You need this.
It'll be a great help. The county needs this. The office needs this.
Yes. Any other positions you're needing to fill at the office? Or that you can fill based on budget?
Based on budget, not as it stands. I can ask the county. The big difficulty that I would need to overcome right now before addressing the money situation is, where would I put that person? It's a space issue. I could potentially fit someone in there, but it's going to require rearranging, and it would require at least one staff member taking a desk space real estate cut.
Okay. We're talking with Tom Siegel. He is the Warren County State's Attorney. Just getting an update from his office. Anything else you want citizens of Warren County to know? As you've got to be at least looking forward to a new jail coming down soon.
I'm very excited about the new jail. we were just talking about caseloads and case numbers. This week, for example, we had 21 inmates on Wednesday morning. The jail capacity is generally 20. And they can overfill it to 22, but the actual capacity, I'm told, is 20, and so we were over full. That was reduced to 18 as of Thursday morning, and last I knew we were down to 17. So
Okay.
to those critics who say we don't need the space, I would disagree. I think the trend is that we will need that space increasingly. And I think that is attributable in part to the upside of the Safety Act. And it is not without some upside. Those upsides also present additional challenges. But the upside is that when certain persons are detained, they are generally detained until their case is resolved. And that has been helpful and effective in resolving the more serious cases, because those are the cases generally where people are being detained.
Okay, yeah. All right. Tom, anything else you want people to know?
We're anxious to get the courthouse finished. We're anxious for the jail to begin. All of these things are exciting developments. So I hope to bring more exciting developments next time I come to talk.
That sounds good. You go have a happy Thanksgiving, and thanks to you and your office for all that you do to serve Warren County.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the opportunity to come talk to you.
Tom Siegel with us, Warren County State's Attorney.